Tonight we are playing Belcher, and I am Bryant Cook. Welcome back for another modern video. Super excited to be playing this blazingly fast combo deck tonight. I think it's going to be so much fun. And the main game plan of this deck is to cast the card Goblin Charbelcher. Well, what does that do? It's a 4-mana artifact that says pay 3 mana, tap it, reveal cards from the top of your library until you reveal a land card. Deal damage equal to the number of cards revealed, double them if you reveal a mountain, blah, 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 blah. That part doesn't matter. Basically, for every card you reveal, your opponent takes a damage. Pretty sweet. So we get around that by not playing any actual real lands in our library. Instead, we play these multi-facing cards such as Spikefield Hazard, where they're a spell on the front and a land on the back. Goblin Charbelcher never sees the lands on the back, so Spikefield Hazard, Veilcut Awakening, Balged Recovery, Seagate Restoration, Turn Temper Symbiosis, and Shatterskull Smashing. They all are lands, but not in the traditional sense. So Goblin Charbelcher is always a guaranteed 100% of the time kill, which is really, really sweet. That's what we're looking to accomplish here. Well, we actually have some cards that assist us in getting there. So, for example, we have Ironcrag Feet that gives us all 7 mana in one spell for lethal damage. But we have a couple other things you can do as well, which is cast Recross the Paths to stack our deck. In doing so, you can create a sort of Doomsday-esque pile, if you're familiar with Legacy, where we get to pick the perfect 7 cards. Well, why 7? We have Reforge the Soul and the Miracle Mechanic, so you get a Wheel of Fortune type effect here, and then from there, you get to then pick the perfect 7. So you choose an Engineered Explosives for 0, a Pact of Negation. And then you can counter the Pact of Negation, or even the Engineered Explosives. I guess you might not need the Pact, but you can counter the 0 mana spell with an offer you can't refuse to create 2 treasure tokens. From there, you play a Pyretic Ritual, a Desperate Ritual, Ironcrag Feet, Goblin Charbelcher, and you can even have Pact of Negation backup if you need it. Seems pretty powerful. That's one way of getting there. There's, other paths you can take. There's even a, Pyromancer's Ascension loop that you can play. This deck list isn't playing it tonight. It's nothing personal. I'm just not playing it. But there's a lot of different ways that you can build this deck. And I just think it's a lot of fun, which is primarily the reason we're playing it. The last time I played this deck, it did not have Dead Gone. This is pretty new. So it kills something like Lavinia or Meddling Mage out of the main decks. It can also return a really, really big creature carrying a hammer back to their hand. So it gives you a little bit of added flexibility over something like Lightning Bolt. And I think that's realistically the reason that we're seeing it see play. We have some Wild Cantor, Self Fix Mana. Sometimes they can cast the offer you can't refuse, stuff like that. So that's what I've got out of the main deck in the sideboard. We have Leyline of Sanctity to help protect us from discard. Same thing with these Veil of Summers, Magus of the Moon for matchups like Amulet Titan, Force of Vigor to blow up opposing copies of Leyline of Sanctities, things like that. That's another great reason to be playing Engineered Explosives. Traditionally, you ran that Pyromancer's Ascension loop win to get around odd things in your opponent's main deck, but now we just have this built-in card that can do it on its own. So we have lands that tap for rug or teamer color, so blue, green, red, and you could be playing the white land. I am not doing it. I prefer mana consistency with like offer you can't refuse or even paying for Pact of Negation, but you could run the white enchantment, or the white flip land, something Amiria, I can't remember. But you could play that. The thing is, we have Manamorphose if we need to make white or black mana. So I think Engineered Explosives for 3 or 4 on average with Manamorphose is going to be just fine. We also have Wild Cantor. I think praying that you have the 1 of land is a little bit unrealistic. That's all I've got. I hope you enjoyed the short deck tech. I want to hop on in and play some Magic. I hope you do too. I'll see you there. Let's start blasting. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. You can also show your support by becoming a member of this channel. You get sweet perks such as badges, emotes, exclusive members-only content, and access to our members Discord section. As you increase the tiers, there are other rewards such as shop discounts, sideboard guides, early access to videos, and even free donation decks. Click the join button down below to find out more. We also have other ways you can support us, such as theepicstorm.com/shop, or submitting a donation deck via theepicstorm.com/donation-dex. That's enough for now. Let's play some Magic. Alright, match number 1. Let's belch some fools. I'm excited for this. Well, we have Belcher. We have lands. I think this is a keep. Let's do it. Opponent with a mulligan. To 5. You'd be surprised at how often people mulligan to 5 against the username Bryant_Cook. Alright, let's lead off with a turn 1 tapped Valakut Awakening. Pass the turn. You really want to sequence your lands so that your untapped lands can come into play while untapped during crucial moments. So here, if I draw a Desperate Ritual next turn, I want to be able to cast this Goblin Charbelcher. So I need a red, and I want to be able to, take less damage. So playing this Valakut Stoneforge turn 1 just makes sense. And they have a turn 1 Thoughtseize. So I have to imagine my Goblin Charbelcher will be entering the graveyard. And we start to look at something like Reforge the Soul. Goodbye, Belcher. Draw. Spikefield Hazard. We're just going to play a land. Pass the turn. Bloodstained Mire, and they immediately fetch. They're at 13. Torok. Sure. Let's kill Torok. Want to slow down their clock if possible. Ritual. I don't think I want to play that quite yet. They're on 3 cards. And I don't want to give them a new 7 and pass the turn. That's my big thing here. I want to be able to set up this Reforge the Soul to be more impactful. Okay, so Ritual or Manamorphose are the cards they're allowed to take with this Inquisition. Alright, they take the Manamorphose. I'm good with that. They Lightning Bolt me. They have 2 in hand. Let's play this, I guess. I'm just going to be patient. I think it's fine at the moment. They draw land 3. Are you red-black or you Jund? You are red-black. Season Pyromancer. They make a token. 2 cards. Draw. Alright, so now I think we should try to Reforge. Ouch. Pyretic Ritual. Desperate Ritual. I'm going to leave a red floating and cast this Reforge. We have 2 mana to work with here. No. No more mana. What to do? Not a whole lot I can do. I've already played my land. I could cast the Spikefield Hazard. I don't love that. I think I just need to pass the turn, and unfortunately, I don't even have red for this Ironcrag feat for next turn. I mean, there is a line I could possibly take, but I just need to pass the turn now. So we can Balagad Recovery, back a Desperate Ritual or Pyretic Ritual, and that wins. The issue with that is we need our opponent to not discard us. And here's a Torok that's kicked. They didn't hit anything that mattered, and I think we've got this now. Okay. Draw. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is Balagad Recovery, return a Pyretic Ritual. I guess I was 1 mana short. So drawing this land helped. Ouch. Ritual. Ironcrag Feat. Goblin Charbelcher. Activate it targeting the opponent. And they'll take 41 damage. Just like that. Get out of here, red-black. You'll love to see it. So we have successfully won the first game with Modern Belcher. We're interested in Leyline of Sanctity, so let's bring that in. Pact of Negation's terrible here, so we're going to board that out. Pretty easy peasy. And now we want to find room for Veil of Summer, just in case we have a hand that we don't keep the Leyline in. Also, it's a cantrip. It cycles. It's wonderful. I don't think we actually need Dead Gone in this matchup, so let's get rid of that. That makes 1 slot. I didn't realize they're down to 1 Reforge now. I kind of just, like, when I was looking at the deck list, I assumed there was a couple in there. So, wow, that's a different from the last time I played. Do we want to get rid of Wild Cantor? I don't know. Trying to find room for all the copies of Veil of Summer. Might want to shave it. I don't know if I want to shave an Ironcrag Feat. Let's take out the Wild Cantors. I think that'll end up being okay. You don't want to board out Offer because it's a part of your Reforge the Soul pile. Same thing with this Engineered Explosives. I'm 1 over at the moment. I'm gonna board out a land on the draw. Let's do it. Get rid of a tap land. We'll be fine. So we have Veil of Summer. We have 3 lands and multiple Belchers. Is this good enough, though? The opponent mulligans. I think I'm going to keep. This hand's really good. It's just we need to dodge a turn 1 discard spell. Basic Swamp into Thoughtseize. Unfortunate. I think the actual pick here is taking the Turn Timber Symbiosis. Let's see if they do that. They take Veil of Summer. Okay. Right on time, Leyline of Sanctity. Right on time. Let's play this Valakut Awakening past the turn. Black leave Cliffs, and they just pass. Pass the turn back. They have 4 cards. Okay, they're at 16 now. Well, now I see why they took the Veil of Summer. Can we win the game without Belcher? No. So this is one downside of not playing the Pyromancer Ascension, is that I can't beat Necromentia. It happens. Let's just try to win game number 3. It's fine. Let's just resubmit, I believe. Game 3, we're on the play. So we have the Leyline. The issue with this hand is it doesn't actually do anything. Plenty of lands, but if you never draw the Belcher, it's pretty scary. We have a cantrip and Veil of Summer. Against better judgment, I'm going to keep this. I like having the back door of Engineered Explosives to potentially answer something that's problematic, instead of just mulliganing into Oblivion. We're going to Lightning Bolt ourselves here to cast Strike It Rich. Pass the turn. Bloodstained Mire. They grab a mountain. Ragavan? And it is. Cool. Draw. Found a ritual. Play the turn timber, and we will pass the turn. I could, in theory, do myself another 3 damage so that way I can potentially leave up the Veil of Summer cycle. I'm not going to do that. I don't think... 1, they might not even play a black spell, and 2, is that worth 3 damage? They play Shizo, Death Storehouse, into Season Pyromancer. Sure thing. So they're going aggro. I need to draw this Belcher immediately. They discard double Thoughtseize. Come on, deck. Draw. Not it. So I can Explosives getting rid of the Ragavan. Cut them off mana. But then I'm taking 4. I guess I'm taking 4 either way. So should I try 2 Explosives? I can also just flashback to Strike It Rich. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm going to leave up Veil of Summer to potentially cycle. So this is 6 damage coming in. I'll go to 9 life. Triggers Balged Recovery. Didn't want that anyway. I guess I could have played the Explosives for 0. Let's cycle Veil of Summer. Beach. Come on, Belcher, please. Draw. Killing me, Smalls. Killing me. I'm so far away from hardcasting the Seagate. They've split up their mana values, so that way I can't just blow them out with the explosives either. 47 cards. How much is this? 4, 8, and I'm at 9. So I could just flashback the Strike It Rich here. I'm dead to anything that deals me 1. I just don't know what to do. So I can play the Turn Timber tapped, and then E for 0, flashback Strike It Rich. Play the explosives for 0. Flashback the strike. So the idea here is that it potentially gives me triple blue next turn to hardcast Seagate, but I think I'm going to be dead anyway if I don't draw it. And as long as my math is correct here, this is only 8 damage. So I go to 1. Ragavan. Field Hazard, didn't want that anyway. So my next draw will be 25% of my deck. So we would have gone 25% of our deck without drawing any sort of payoff. Let's see what the top card ends up being. Blood Moon. So that's actually going to shut me off the Seagate. All right. Let's see what the top card reveals. Maybe a Reforge. Let's see if we can get a miracle here. Draw. We did not need to get rich. So I'm going to end up being dead here. Unfortunate. So we had 4, 6, 7. So I could hardcast Seagate, but I mean pre-Blood Moon I could have hardcast Seagate, but it can't do anything. I would have needed like an insane draw off it in order to win. Yeah, maybe the hand based on Leyline just wasn't good enough. I mean, it did stop double Thoughtseize, but I never drew a payoff. They got me fair and square. We are now 0-1 with Modern Belcher. Moxfield.com is the easiest way to build a Magic deck online. They support over 30 formats, including Legacy and many other Eternal formats. There are so many options to view decks the way that you want, from text view to individual cards, mana value, and even card price. There's also light mode and dark mode. My personal favorite feature is card tags. This way you can sort cards by function. Moxfield supports collection tracking, Scryfall search, decklist feedback, and so much more. Follow me on Moxfield.com so you can stay updated on all of my decks. Okay, match number 2. Let's see if we can bounce back. So here we have another hand that, you know, it doesn't have a whole lot going on. We have multiple protection spells. We don't know what our opponent's playing. You could look at Veilcut Awakening as a potential action spell because you can put cards on the bottom, redraw, but it's kind of slow. I think you're supposed to just leverage the London Mulligan here. And now we have an explosive hand that might be able to win the game on turn 2. So we're definitely going to keep this. Get rid of this Manamorphose, and let's see if we can belch. Scalding Tarn. And they're just going to pass the turn. Take a draw. Well, that's a good one. I'm excited about that. Let's get rich. No, don't do that. Come on. Don't do that. Jerk. Pass the turn. Maybe we'll draw another Pyretic Ritual and it won't matter. Spirebluff Canal. Ledger Shredder. Come on, Ritual, please. Give me that Ritual off the top rope. They look at our top card with Bobble. They draw. Come on, deck, please. Ah. Alright, we have a win next turn. We're going to have a boring turn 3 with backup. I guess technically they could wait for the Ironcrag feat to resolve, and then when I play Belcher, I can't use the Pact of Negation. They look at our top card with Mishra's Bobble. Steam Vents. Lightning Bolt me for the Ledger Shredder trigger. Okay, they have 2 in hand. We're at 12 life. They draw Bobble up to 3. There's the ritual I wanted last turn. Let's play it. Okay, you're dead. They counterspelled the ritual. They didn't know that we had Ironcrag Feet in hand. You can't blame them for that. Now we play the Belcher. Activate it, targeting them. Surprise, surprise. We get game number 1 over arguably the best deck in the format. Izzet Murktide. Let's see if we can chain together a couple wins. Likely want Veil of Summer. What to board out? I'm not an expert with this deck, so it's sort of difficult for me. When I play a bunch of random decks, people don't typically send me sideboard guides. In fact, it's pretty rare that I ever receive one. So I'm sort of learning as I go. We're at 63 cards right now. I need to find 3 cuts. My gut keeps on telling me that, like, if my opponent's decks have removal, I need to board out Wild Cantor. It's just, you don't want to get your Strike It Rich hit by a lightning bolt, for example. So we're at 61 at the moment. I think I'm going to cut an Ironcrag Feet, which seems a little bit weird. The thing about Ironcrag Feet is that it doesn't play super well with Pact of Negation versus the control decks, and you really want to lean on Pact. This hand seems very reasonable to me. We have the Reforge, which means you can't use Recross with Reforge, which is a little bit weird. That said, the rest of this hand pretty strong. So I think I'm going to keep Flooded Strand, Steam Vents, into Channeler, sure thing. Mishra's Bauble. Yeah, only having one Reforge is really awkward with Recross the Paths. I think if I was to play another list, I'd probably try to find some way to fit the second Reforge in. Alright, so Strike It Rich was a good draw, but our land comes into play tapped. So now they'll attack, we'll fall to 19 life. Draw for turn, another Recross. Not what the doctor ordered. No, I would not like to lightning bolt myself here. Let's try another Strike It Rich. That time it resolves past the turn. Okay. They're going to abrade my treasure token. Not very nice. They have 4 in hand. We'll take 1 down to 18. Draw. Balaged Recovery is not bad. So a cool trick that you can do with Pact of Negation is that next turn we can go Ritual Belcher. If they try to counterspell, we can Pact it. And then in our upkeep with this Belcher trigger on the, or with this Pact trigger on the stack, activate Goblin Charbelcher and try to win the game. So we'll take 1 here. We have 5 in hand. Draw. Ritual. Spell Pierce. We're going to let this go. I don't think I want to fight when they have an open mana. Just pass, and we can try again next turn. Okay, so they're going to get in for 3. We'll fall to 14. Draw. Veil of Summer. Let's try this ritual again. That time it resolves. Let's try Goblin Charbelcher. They've used a braid already. I'm going to cast the Pact. I don't think Subtlety does anything here. It's not Force of Negation. I don't know what they were expecting out of that. Yeah, I have a Goblin Charbelcher. They play a Bauble. And they conceded the game. We have our first match win. Pretty stoked about that. We are now 1-1. Still 3 matches left to go. Let's see if we can, create a winning streak here. Looking to make playing your favorite combo deck much easier? Look no further than the Epic Storm Mini Token Combo Pack, which is available at theepicstorm.com/shop for $14.99. This combo token pack comes with 84 double-sided tokens. That includes our classic Storm and mana tokens, as well as fan favorites such as Goblins, Squirrels, and Slime Time Live. But that's not all. We've expanded this token pack to cover a variety of formats with new tokens. Stop on by the theepicstorm.com/shop and make an easy decision to elevate your combo game. Match 3, we're on the draw. We've opened up a hand that doesn't actually do a whole lot. We do have protection and lands, but as we saw in match number 1, sometimes you just don't draw the payoff, so I'm going to take a mulligan. I think I've learned my lesson. No mana. This hand would be so good otherwise. Go to 5. Recross the Paths. Let's try this one. So we'll bottom the explosives and the spike field hazard. I think that makes sense to me. Let's try it out. Stomping around, they go to 18 life. Suspends a crashing footfalls. So this is likely the Rug Cascade deck. And my fear with that is that they're a deck that plays Force of Negation in the main deck. So they could have a free counterspell to answer Goblin Charbelcher at any moment. A Belcher off the top, though, would make me very, very happy. Draw. Yes! Yes! Let's go! I think we're going to peanut butter and jam here. Desperate Ritual. Mulligan to 5, turn 2 win? Let's do it. Come on, you don't have it. Never did. Come on. Your hand is full of blanks, I can tell. 5 cards, probably 5 cards to make rhinos. You don't have a counterspell here. Goblin Charbelcher. Ding. Boom! Get out of here. Belch, belch, belch. Love to see it. Take your rhinos and go home. Nice. Turn 2 win. The opponent said, I got belched. Yes, they're being a good sport about it. I feel like I got away with one there. Let's try bringing in these Veil of Summer to help protect our combo. Alright, once again, we're going to get rid of the Wild Cantors. I am not a big fan of this slot. In fact, I think I'd probably cut one of these for the second Reforge. I can't believe that people are only playing one copy of this card when you're a Recross the Paths deck. You really need 2 of it. Just because, like, that one game I was unable to keep the hand because it had Reforge in it. You don't want that to happen. So now I need to find 2 more. And get rid of this Dead Gone. And then we're back to at the 61 card problem that we've been experiencing here. And I think I'm going to fix that by boarding out a feat once again. I know it seems weird that I just won a game with the Ironcrag feat, but against the Force of Negation decks, it's tough to justify keeping in too many copies of that card. This hand seems powerful. We'll try it. Keep. Flooded Strand pass. Veil of Summer. Okay. I'm going to try playing this game a little bit differently. Because a bunch of our lands are tap lands, I'm going to save the Shatter Skull Smashing for later rather than lead on it. Ooh, are you... No, they are the Cascade deck. We saw Footfalls in game 1. Maybe not. What do I know? Clearly nothing. Play the Recovery. Strike it rich. Pass the turn. Okay, they're just not playing the deck I thought they were. Okay. Draw. Another Turn Timber. Desperate Ritual. Belcher with Veil of Summer backup. Blue, blue, red. Force of Negation pitching Brazen Borrower. I will cast Veil of Summer. They have 4 cards in hand. One of the silver linings of the situation that we're in is, let's say this goes south and none of this resolves. We still have Recross the Paths backup. The Belcher resolves, okay. And we're just passing the turn. Blue mana, red mana. Okay, so they had another Brazen Borrower in hand. Try again next turn. Another Veil. Should I try playing Recross the Paths instead here? Give my Belcher protection next turn with the Veil of Summer. I think I'm just going to play the Belcher again. The reason why is if I recross here, I don't think I can make a pile that beats a counterspell easily next turn. Because I have the offer in hand already. 3 mana, Hardcast Force Negation, sure thing. 4 cards, 1 Brazen Borrower that can be played because it's on an adventure. Another Recross, let's play another Turn Timber. Recross the Paths. Alright, so the first thing you do is you put the Turn Timber on top, and then you put the Reforge. And then after that, you can pretty much just pick any pile that belches. So let's do Belcher, Ritual, the Ancrag Feet, wherever that is. I don't know. Let's throw a Pact of Negation in there, I guess. And then more Belchers. Any order on the rest. So we revealed Turn Timber Symbiosis. We win the Clash. We'll put this on the bottom of our library. And Recross the Paths will return to our hand. Pass the turn. Brazen Borrower enters the battlefield. Gets in there. We'll fall to 11. Alright, so we'll draw. Miracle will happen. With this trigger on the stack, I'm going to cast Veil of Summer. I guess that's another reason to run multiple recrosses. Let's say, like, this turn goes south. I don't have another Reforge in my deck to set up another recross pile. Yeah, I am really not liking only having one Reforge. Alright, so we're going to cast Reforge. Oh no, that's another Brazen Borrower. I thought that was Vendilion Click. It's just another Brazen Borrower. Okay. Play the Reforge. Get that new hand, and now we Belch. Belch all day. Ironcrag Feet. Into the Belcher. Hiya. Love to see it. We're now 2-1. If you're still watching, make sure to give this video a like, comment, and subscribe. While you're near the description, here's a reminder to use our affiliate links if you're going to make a purchase from Amazon, Card Hoarder, or TCG Player. Just above those affiliate links, you'll find our social channels. Make sure to join those to connect with us. Match number 4, we're on the draw once again, and here we have an interesting hand where if you draw the Belcher, you have double backup. I'm sort of tempted to keep this due to the Veilcut Awakenings. I mean, this hand might just be too slow, and I might be a dummy for keeping it, but I think it's really interesting. Bobble. They look at our top card. Bloodstained Mire. Okay, well, now that we know that our opponent's playing a black deck, their hand's essentially a mulligan to 5, so this hand's certainly less impressive. We take our Shatter Skull. Okay, I'm fine with that. They're at 15. Not that that's really relevant, but you never know. They draw a card off Bobble. Draw for turn. Manamorphose. Play Veilcut Awakening, pass the turn. Wooded Foothills. Ooh, Breeding Pool. Okay. Some spice. I like it. Might just be like 4-color Shadow. Tarmogoyf. Yep. Draw for turn. Play the Spikefield Hazard. Pass. Another Thoughtseize. Okay. They take the untapped land once again. They're at 10 life. So it's 5 color. Things are starting to look a little bit dicey. They're at 7 life. Take a draw. Cantor is a chump blocker, but they have 2 cards in hand. Might as well play it out, I guess. This hand is just too slow. I have to imagine I'm getting, like, trampled over here. So they're going to discard a card and draw a card. Am I allowed to move to blocks? Block here. I'm going to cycle this Manamorphose, I guess. Underspelling Manamorphose? Sure. I'm taking 10. Could just be dead next turn. We have 1 card. Belcher Awakening. Put 3 on the bottom. Any order, draw 4. This doesn't really do it. I'm going to play the Shatter Skull here. It doesn't really matter, but if for some reason our opponent deals themselves 6 damage, unlikely, but if for some reason they do, and they don't murder me, it gives me a little bit of a backdoor. They discard a Triome. I'm at 2. Not loving my odds here. Draw. I don't think that does anything meaningful. Ritual. Manamorphose. Green. That certainly doesn't do it. Alright, we'll go to the next one. That was brutal. So they're a Drawn in the Lock Thoughtseize deck. I think we probably want the Maguses here, and then Veil of Summer. I'm not sure how good Pact of Negation actually is, so I'm somewhat interested in boarding that out. And I don't know if there's enough discard to make Leyline worth it. Yes, we saw Thoughtseize, but I don't want to board 4 Leylines for 4 Thoughtseize and then just have them not be relevant. Once again, we're going to get rid of these Wild Cantors. I can't stand that card. I don't think it should be in here. So we're at 61. Do I keep this for something like Lavinia? I think the answer is probably yes. Maybe board out an Ironcrag Feat. On the play for game number 2. Veil of Summer, but no green source. I think we can do better. This is in fact better. Keep. So our plan is to accelerate into turn 2 Magus, so this Recross the Paths actually gets shut off. Because of that, I'm going to bottom the Recross. Play the Turn Timber. Ouch. Pass. Ooh, I just realized both my red sources are tap lands. I could have swore one of them wasn't, but I guess I'm just blind. Blood Crypt. Channeler, sure thing. Draw. The Feet. Pass. I'm sure YouTube auto caption is going to change that to FEET, and I'm just going to leave it. It's fine. Those Ironcrags, they love feet. Thoughtseize. We'll cast Veil of Summer. Spikefield Hazard. They play Wooded Foothills. We'll take 1. 16. Draw. Ritual. Magus. Play land. Let's kill your Magus. Or, I'm sorry, kill your Dragon's Rage Channeler. Ooh, they have Lightning Bolt. Ah. Okay. Little surprised. Okay. Sort of a bummer there. We follow it up with another Thoughtseize. Ouch. Need a miracle. You pick up a breeding pool. Wild Nicodle. Draw for turn. Hey! Love to see it. We have 2 in hand. They're fetching with Bloodstained Mire. Probably just getting a white source if I had to guess. Or they have a 1-mana counter. They do not. So the Reforge is going to resolve. We're unlikely to win here, but might as well see what we can do. So I have Offer. Our hand doesn't actually do anything, which is a little bit unfortunate. Play Striker Rich. Play Turn Timber. We're just going to pass. I might be able to hardcast Seagate if nothing bad happens to me, but who knows. They've used 2 Thoughtseizes. We know that they have Drawn in the lock. Domain Zoo. 2 mana. Are you trying to cast Kavu here? Is that what's going on? Yep. Okay. So they have 1 mana open. They're attacking for 3. I'll go to 13. Come on, Belcher. Draw for turn. Another Seagate Restoration. Let's play the Manamorphose. We'll make blue-blue. Shatterskull. I fear it's just being dead if I bolt myself with one of these lands. I'm going to 10. Oh, it's 7. That's a little awkward. Now I have to tap out. So I'm dead to a Lightning Bolt. Or a Ragavan. Also Stubborn Denial, I guess. For some reason in my head, I thought that I had enough to leave up Offer You Can't Refuse, and that just wasn't true. Was boarding out Pact of Negation a mistake? That's another question. I go to 2. Even if I drew Belcher, it's not good enough. And they got me. Okay. Bummer we lost to Domain Zoo. I feel like this match is probably on me. I think that I had the wrong approach. Bringing in Magus and boarding out packs. It just wasn't good. Sometimes inexperience will get you. 2-2, 1 run left. With Card Hoarder, renting your favorite combo deck has never been easier. There isn't a more affordable solution for Magic Online. Want to play the deck in this video? Check out the pinned comment below to easily rent the deck from Card Hoarder. Did you know you can rent the Epic Storm from Card Hoarder for as little as 7 tickets a week? We've made it simple to do so by including a button to rent the entire deck at theepicstorm.com/decklist. Belch, belch, belch! We've opened up another turn 2 win hand. We're going to keep, but unfortunately we're on the draw. Our opponents revealed a Gigantha, which usually means Death Shadow of some sort. So, will it be a turn 2? Who knows? But I'm certainly going to go for it. Yes. Play Strike It Rich and pass the turn. Alright, so that's resolved. Our best draw just became Pact of Negation. Triumph, okay. Come on, tap out for something I don't care about. Bloodstained Mire, they activate. Overgrown Tomb. Yes, we did it. Another turn 2 win. Love to see it. Okay. Ritual. Ritual. Feet. Belcher. Boom. Take that. We're off to game number 2 already. Let's see if I can get redemption. Now that I know what they're up to, I will not board out my Pact of Negations. Let's board in the Veil of Summers, though. Let's keep the Magus on the board. We'll get rid of this. Get rid of these Wild Cantors. That's 61 already. And let's board out a 9 Craig Feet. Hit submit. That was fast. Game 2, we've opened up Belcher again. We have the Pact backup, but no mana. This hand would have been so good otherwise. Unfortunately, we have to mulligan. Ah, such a shame. Mulligan. We have a land here, so we'll try it out. Get rid of a Manamorphose. This hand's a little bit slow, but it's what we have, so let's try to make it work. Wooded Foothills. Steam Vents, okay. 17 life. And there's the Ragavan. Draw. Play Valakut Awakening, pass the turn. They'll attack with Ragavan. We go to 18 life. They'll remove our top card and make a treasure. Okay, so they hit the Seagate Restoration, so they denied us a land. But now in their 5-color deck, they just got a treasure token, so they now have access to all 5 colors. 3 mana available. They're at 14 life. That's a Territorial Kavu. Channeler. Okay. Play the Balagad. I think I'm supposed to play Striker Edge here. Pass the turn. Am I dead? Ooh. So, Inquisitions and Thoughtseize. Should I be boarding in Leyline? That's a legitimate question. So right now they have 7 damage coming in. Suppose they could take my Desperate Ritual next turn. Or take the Desperate Ritual, I mean. And then I can't play Belcher next turn unless I draw an untapped land. They could also just take the Pact of Negation if they have a counterspell in hand. They took the Ritual, okay. Lightning Bolt. That's not good. That gives them Delirium. Unless I kill the Channeler now. So I want to think through this. If I kill Channeler, I take 6. I think I have to. I'm not going to live long enough if I let this live. So now I go to 15 and take 6. Go to 9. I mean, it's not very likely, but we'll see what we can make happen. They have 2 cards left in hand. This card's a Ragavan. Recross the Paths. I didn't want that anyway. Land for turn. So they lost out on a damage by playing that post-combat. Offer is a terrible draw here. Manamorphose. We'll do red-blue, I guess. In case I draw something I can counter. With the... that actually wouldn't have worked. I was like, oh, I could have pacted it, but I didn't have the blue mana for offer. Pretty sure I'm just dead here. Next game. Okay, so we'll bring in the ley lines. 64 cards at the moment. I wonder if it's like crazy to just board out the entire Recross the Paths stuff. Like, what if we just end up being a Belcher deck that has a lot of interaction? So we'll take out the offer. That's 61. Like, is this just like the worst thing you've ever seen? I kind of like it. I feel like the way that the deck is currently set up is it's not a very good Recross the Paths deck. Because we only have the one Reforge, and it just makes it not reliable. Plus, our opponent's deck is highly interactive. Let's see how this goes. Yeah, this seems great. Keep. So my game plan here is I'm going to try to use Valakut Awakening to dig for Belcher. Put the ley line onto the table. They kept 7. Play the turn Timber, pass the turn. Cryome. Draw. Another Manamorphose. I could cycle right now. I'm not going to. I want to see if I can just draw the third land for Valakut next turn. Potentially leave myself the opportunity to cycle this Veil of Summer. I don't know what they would actually play on turn 2 to allow me to do that, but I'm interested in finding out. They activate Bloodstained Mire. Okay. So if they get the black-green one, why can't I think of the name of it off the top of my head? Overgrown Tomb. That would give them all 5 colors. Instead, they grab a Steam Vents. Oh no. And I boarded out my Dead Gone. That's kind of obnoxious. We can beat this, it's just annoying. We draw Wild Cantor, okay, draw. Let's play Manamorphose. We'll do red-green. Looking for that land. There it is. Wrong color, but we can still play it. Let's Manamorphose again, actually. Because I might want to put that land on the bottom if I can cycle into a red land here. Does that change things? Maybe I actually just play the land now? Too bad I didn't have an untapped land. Oh, I guess I couldn't anyway, though Lavinia's in play. Yeah, I don't think I'm supposed to run the risk of not having land 4 to play the Belcher. So I'm actually just going to play the Wild Cantor, play the Valakut Awakening, and pass the turn. They're going to attack with Lavinia. That's fine. 18. 7 cards left in hand. Ragavan. So they can have Stubborn Denial in their hand. So I don't think I'm supposed to just... Well, that changed things, actually, because now I can pay for a stub. Belcher. And they had the stub, but I drew the untapped land. Our opponent says GG's, and I got the 3-2 with Modern Belcher. We had a pair of turn 2 wins, which is pretty sweet. Kind of tough to do in this format, but we did it. What changes would I make? Well, I definitely feel like there needs to be another copy of Reforge the Soul in the deck. I hated only having one. I don't know if I think we actually need the main deck copy of Dead Gone. I think that would be the card that I would look at first. With having Engineered Explosives, we already have an answer to main deck wacky stuff. I don't think we need to overdo it. We already have one. So I would look to get rid of the Dead Gone and just play 2 Reforge. And I think that would be the only thing I do to the main deck. In the board, it felt tough boarding up to 4 Veil, 4 Leyline. I'd consider shaving a Veil, and I'm not sure what else I'd add, to be honest. A lot of people run the Pyromancer slot. I'm just not really interested in doing that, if I'm being honest. I understand why. You can create these like mystical loops that you can make infinite angels with 1,000,000 clicks if your opponents don't have anything going on. And I feel like it's sort of a pipe dream. I'm not interested in doing that. I just want to make the most consistent list possible. I'd rather just run more answers than backdoor into Pyromancer's Ascension. So I'm not sure of that, but I do think the Veil slot could be something else. And I just really want 2 Reforge. That's what I learned this league, is I'm never going to play another Belcher list without 2 of these. Thank you for watching. Even if we don't necessarily agree on the changes, I do appreciate you. Have a great day, keep storming, and I hope your belching goes very well. Hey, Bryant Cook here. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like and subscribe, but also follow the social media channels down below. If you want to support this content directly, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/shop. And if you need a little bit of assistance with the Epic Storm to get to that next level, I would recommend going to theepicstorm.com/tutoring. Don't worry, there's more great content coming right up.